Hi everyone, I just wanted to do a little video on Christmas because I know it's coming up and I know it can be quite overwhelming and scary, and believe me, I know this. I'm feeling a little bit more confident myself about Christmas this year just because it's my first proper Christmas on my own. I'm not seeing any family over Christmas because they're all down south, and instead we're going for a cottage in New Year in the middle of nowhere in the countryside. To catch up. But yeah, everyone's sort of doing their thing this year. So it's just me, my partner, my son, and my cat, and my rats. At Christmas, isn't it? Yes. So I've complete sort of not that pressure, but I understand from I understand from past experiences the difficulties of Christmas, and it's even difficult on your own. Believe me. So what's difficult? Food's difficult, isn't it? It's really hard. Why? Because there's all the things that we're terrified of put in front of us, and everyone's eating it around us, and we can interpret Christmas as greed. I remember I used to sit and watch people just eat all day, and I'd sit there and think, oh my God, you're so greedy. I can't watch, I can't be in the same room, it's making me feel sick. But no, it's not greed. I think it's once you start changing your thoughts and the way you look at things, it makes Christmas something completely different and not so scary. What's so scary is that we do think this Christmas is about greed. It's not at all. It's about people enjoying themselves, and it's about people enjoying food with others, and it's about just enjoying company, family, friends. That's what it's about. It's not about food at the end of the day. If someone removed all the Christmas trimmings and just put something box down in front of me, Christmas isn't about that. It's just about who you've got around the table, who you've got around the fire, who you've got opening presents with. That's what it's about. And I think once you realise that people aren't being greedy, they're just enjoying themselves. And it's the one day where everyone can just be. And why should it be any different for people with eating disorders? We should be allowed to just be as well. And so what I think is really important is you talk to people. That's really hard, isn't it? Talking to people about things that are embarrassing to us, that are difficult for us to even admit to ourselves. It's really difficult to open our mouths to people that don't understand, that may be critical against our eating disorder, may not understand anything about eating disorders and take them in the wrong way. And that's really hard. But I think it's really, really important that you at least try. Because what's the worst that can happen, really? And this is for things like, I know that if I get chocolate at Christmas, I'll binge on it. Then I'll purge, and my Christmas for me will be ruined. And my family aren't giving me presents such as that for me to destroy myself and hurt myself. They're not. They'd rather me enjoy myself. And I think ever since I've told them that things like having chocolate tins in the house, having big desserts, buying me chocolate can be really triggering. And they were saying, you like it so much, you eat it. Yeah, I know. And then you don't know what happens afterwards. So I think it's really important that you do say things. And it's things like the Christmas dinner. I find Christmas dinner quite a difficult thing because there are lots of different things on the plate. And I feel like everyone's sitting around the table watching me, being like, oh, she's got an eating disorder. What she can do, she's going to eat it. She's going to freak out. She's going to ruin Christmas again. No one wants you to ruin Christmas, believe me. And I think it's important that you speak about what's on your plate and you manage the portion so it's a portion that is safe for you. And having it at a time that is safe for you as well, because I find having dinner at 2 very difficult. So if I have it at 4, I can get my head around that a lot more, and I can have my lunch and my dinner and I see it a lot more logically, and I can really get my head around that. So that's what I think is important, is talking to people, and if they allow you to change partly the food that makes it comfortable for you, then that's great. If not, then I think it's important to sort of not be pushed into things. If someone says, have a chocolate, why are you not eating a chocolate? Everyone else is. Just put your foot down and say, I don't want a chocolate, I'm sorry, maybe I'll have one later. There's things you can phrase things, and I think that's been my biggest thing. But still, I understand that it's hard to talk about things like, my dad will hate me if he sees this. My dad, as many times I've told him certain things I can't eat, he'll present them to me. Pastries is one of them. Cheese is another one. The other day I asked him to go get me some lunch, came up with a cheese sandwich and a pastry. Two things I'm absolutely terrified of. So, yeah, sometimes people don't listen. At that time, I ate it just to sort of be like, see, I'm doing much better than you think I am. But I know there's times when I haven't been able to do that, and what I've had to be able to say is, sorry, I can't eat this right now, I'm going to eat it later, or I'm sorry that I can't actually deal with that. I find that really difficult and challenging. Do you mind if I go get something else? If you say that you want something different, I think people can get that. If you turn around and say, I don't want anything, of course they're going to respond with a bit of hostility, I guess. So yeah, maybe I always say having a nut roast is easier, or having more of the other things like the potatoes, and not having the turkey. Well, I don't eat turkey because I'm vegetarian, but not having the main bit really helps me. And having the miniature puddings rather than the big one, because with the big one I don't know how much I'm having, how much am I meant to have. Oh my gosh, small pudding I can handle. Obviously, this isn't something you do every day, because you should be challenging things. It shouldn't all be restricted portioning and changing things to fit around your eating disorder. It should be your eating disorder fitting around you, not giving your eating disorder partly what it wants. But I think for one day, it's making sure you're safe and that you can enjoy it and you're not at risk. So I think that's what's important, is what you can handle. People obviously have different opinions on that, but that's my opinion, is that you can actually enjoy Christmas rather than spend the whole day thinking about food. So yeah, remember, Christmas isn't about food, it's about enjoying people's company. So please enjoy people's company and enjoy your own. Get involved. I always used to sit at the sidelines. No, don't. Actually, if you force yourself and be like, you know what, I'm going to go play a game as well, or I'm going to go do something. If you start getting into sort of thoughts, think, why don't we play Game Scrabble? Why don't we play Monopoly? Why don't we go for a nice morning walk? Why don't we? There's so many things you can do on Christmas. There's films to watch. There's the radio to listen to. Presents to open. Yay! So yeah, I think that's what you should do. Spend time distracting yourself from the food. Don't think about the food. It's the last thing that should be on your mind. And please let me know how it goes. And if there's anything in particular you want me to talk about with dealing with Christmas, please send me an email or comment this video, because I'll happily talk about it more. It's quite hard to think of things when you're doing it on your own this year, and I did it last year as well. So it's quite difficult because I don't have that sort of family atmosphere. Well, I have my family, but my immediate family, but not the wider family, where it's a little bit more intimidating. But yes. Anyway, say goodbye to my beautiful new kitten, Tolkien. Say goodbye, Merry Christmas. You dozy thing. Okay, there we go. Right, much love everyone, and I hope it's not too cold where you are. Right, bye-bye everyone.